you guys. Hello, YouTube. Thank you for watching and like and subscribe. But we're here to actually tell you.
She's an influencer.
I do not know how to edit this, so this is it. This is in there, okay? We're here to tell you about my second ayahuasca journey and his first. Now, we've been friends since high school, and the way it started is after I had my first ayahuasca experience, I was just so thankful, full of gratitude, and I felt healed. And so of course I want to heal the people I love if they're open to it and receptive. It just reminded me of, we did the Landmark Forum and he did it first, and he told me, and this was like when we were like 20 something, 21.
It's probably 12 years ago.
12 years ago. He said after,
2021.
Yeah, after he did his Landmark experience, he told me, he looked me in the eye, he was like, I love you. He was like, it changed my life and I wanted to change yours. And that was it. That's all he had to say. And I did it, and it was beautiful, and it was an experience. So I feel like this was just life coming full circle. And so I had my experience, and I knew he was one of the people who I would love to share this experience with. And we did it. So this is going to tell you a little bit about it. My second ayahuasca ceremony experience. Okay.
Also, for the record, I think you can do as much Googling as you want to. I don't recommend it. I also didn't Google it because I went into it with trust, and I think that in itself is more powerful than doing research on I think research is somewhat important, but I think like any plant medicine you take, I think it's trusting those around you and their experience, and then
yourself, listening
to that, and then I don't know, relying on their experience and just kind of moving forward with I don't know, I get your understanding of it. And when Alicia said it changed her life, I've done I knew a little bit about ayahuasca, but not that much. And when she was like, yo, come down, I know a great place in Orlando, I was like, you know what, it's one plane ticket away, and that's the only thing I really had to commit to. So it's kind of easy.
It is easy. It's not easy. Actually, it's...
Well, that's true. There was a lot of prep work. They say a month out, you're not supposed to smoke any weed. 2 weeks out, you're really supposed to cut alcohol. A week out, you're really supposed to basically eat a raw vegetarian/vegan diet and no sex or masturbation. And for me personally, cutting weed out was pretty difficult. Also, cutting alcohol was pretty difficult. And also cutting masturbation out, it was difficult. And I kind of thought it was all bullshit. I was like, but at the end of it, leading up to it, the day before, you really do kind of feel like you're in sync and in tune with your body. And sure, it's kind of weird how sacrificing, all these different things to get to where you need to be really does pay off. Yeah, that's what I'll say.
That was beautiful.
That's all. I'm out.
Get there. Yeah, I mean, picking up where he left off, it takes dedication. You have to be dedicated and willing to do the work beforehand, during, and after. Okay, so the first day. Oh, what did you think first walking into it?
Well, the best part is when you walk in, there's just the amount of love and humans that are there embracing each other with no judgment is unlike anything I've seen before. There was a sign by a little pond that they had that said, if you're reading the sign, take 1 minute and look up at the sun and really appreciate how beautiful life is that you're here. And we walked into the cabin that we were staying, and there was a little card on the pillow that said, I love you, and this is from a complete stranger, pass it on. And at first, I kind of was like, all right, this is a little woo-woo, I'm not here for this. Although I really like woo-woo things, but I didn't know if it was authentic. and more or less the story is, leaving on Sunday, I knew from the bottom of my heart that everyone that was going around saying I love you to a complete stranger was the most authentic thing you can say, and they really do mean it. And I think there's a lot of power in saying I love you to a complete stranger and recognizing someone for their individuality and seeing them as a soul and not as an ego and as a person, and just basically saying I respect you and I appreciate that you're here and I truly love you for who you are. And that was shared across everyone throughout the entire weekend. So that was a really good energy to pick up on it as soon as we got there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're doing such a good job. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So the first day we get there, and I'm going to tell you from my experience, because Aya gives you your personalized experience. Whatever you need at that moment in that time, she's going to give you. Not what you want, but what you need. And so expectations out the window. I had less expectations and more like, give me what you think I need. So the first day, I'm trying to get focused, and before even that I did like a 3.5 day fast, which was really, really nice, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. And so I'm like really, really prepping and doing more prep than I did the last time. So the first night I drank they give you a tablespoon per dose and you have a chance to get a booster. So I actually did 1.5 tablespoons. The guy was like, this is a little stronger batch than the last time you were here. So I was like, okay, I'll just do 1.5. And as I drink it, I didn't have the stomach pains like the first time. It was real easy, and my stomach was nice and easy. Before, it was stomach pains, cramping. She was working on the inside my body, but I feel like my body was more of a prepared vessel this time. So as I'm drinking it, I'm giving Aya and God and everybody all the love. I'm like, I surrender. I give you all of me. God, I surrender to everything. And as I'm saying it, I said it for 30 minutes. I'm closing my eyes, I'm concentrating. I'm feeling it a little bit here, a little bit there. So that goes on for a couple of hours, and then I hear a second cup, and so they give you a booster if you feel like you need it. And so I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and get a booster, because I'm almost there. And so they give me a booster, and I'm like, I don't know, I think I said 1.5 tablespoons, and they give it to me. So I sit down at my mat, and actually we're drinking it outside this time. So we're not even in the tent. We did it outside, which was really, really nice. And so I have my booster, and I'm looking at it, and it's just, I'm like, fuck, I cannot drink this. The smell, everything, I could not drink it. I tried to, and after 3 minutes trying to drink it, I just sat it down, and then all of a sudden I felt the purge coming. So I purge, and then I go into a journey a little bit, and then I come out. These journeys were small and quick, so I think I fell asleep a little bit. And when I woke up, the booster was gone, which was good because I did not need it. And then basically, I don't remember exactly my journey, which sometimes that happens, but I know it was working on me, and I felt at peace. I didn't have that many visuals, but it was really peaceful and calm, and I felt surrounded by love, and it was really, really beautiful. What about your first night?
My first night, I just took one, and I basically sat in the first hour and meditated, which I'm not a vet when it comes to meditating, but this was not my first rodeo, but I have never done it for that long. So I think, I didn't feel the medicine until like an hour and maybe a half in, when they basically called for the second shot. So I just spent that first hour and a half just kind of sitting in my thoughts, kind of, thinking about my intentions for the weekend, which they tell you to like, repeat to yourself as you're taking the medicine. And that in itself was kind of beautiful. I think it got me in the right mentality moving forward, but I felt it. I scratched the surface for it. I kind of got visuals looking around. Things started appearing not the way they used to. It was kind of like, I would compare it a little bit to acid, it was like things were cartoony. And then I closed my eyes and I started to get really crazy visuals, a lot of fractals, a lot of geometry, very playful things that I was kind of interacting with. I felt my breath like I've never felt it before. The second half of my journey, I kind of just sat up and I was observing a lot around the people around me. I was observing the trees. I was crying a lot, just kind of about like the beauty of life. Friday was just scratching the surface, I think, for me. I think we got out of it pretty quickly because I was hungry. We hadn't eaten since 3 p.m. and then we both just showered and fell asleep that night, really.
For a moment there, I felt like maybe I'm just here to like kind of support you. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm not. And I asked her to go easy on me, so I asked her to go easy on me all 3 nights. I was like, I was ready, but like I wasn't ready.
I was ready.
Yes, that's good.
I know.
Good.
I was proud of myself for that. Yes. Honestly.
It's a little more difficult the second time around because I know what's coming, and it's like, whew, like it's a lot. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot going on, and so you just got to be prepared. And I was prepared because I did it and I went through it, but it's a lot, but it's beautiful and worth it. So I always remember after doing it just how I feel, and it's amazing, and just my heart is so open and it's so beautiful. So the second day we had our daytime ceremony, which was super interesting for me.
Also, to give you a quick background, like this, when they say ceremony, you basically, there's a lot of like, the ritual is, at least at this place, is that you go to a smoke bath, which is like they light something on
sage.
Is it sage?
Mm-hmm.
And then they go around and they kind of fan everyone
to
that's
clear
there.
Your aura and spirit and stuff like that.
And then they spray your hands with
Florida water,
which is,
it's like water with herbs and stuff like that.
They call it Florida water here. I expect they don't say that.
It's Florida water
in
wherever.
Peru.
Oh, I don't know what they call it.
Oh, okay. They spray your hands with something, and essentially then you kind of wipe down your body as if you're getting rid of, I guess,
excessive energy, yes,
energies on you.
Yes.
And then they give you rice, and then you go to a fire, and you basically set your intention again, and then you throw the rice in the fire, and then you line up, you get your cup. You ask how many. The second and third time we took it, they ask you how much you want, as opposed to the first time you basically just received 1, or if you're Alicia, 1.5. But the second time we took it was daytime. We started at like 11 a.m.
10:30ish.
10:30 a.m. And we're in like a group with a massive field of people under trees, but there was probably 60 people there, I'd say. I took 2 tablespoons, which was double the dosage. You took 2.5.
Yeah.
And Yeah, you can share your experience.
Okay, so I did the same thing as last time. You know, I'm saying I surrender and all this other stuff. So, like, and there's no second cup during daytime. So, you don't get a booster. That's why if you're going to do it, go ahead and do however many you need to get there. So, I'm sitting there, you know, I drink and I'm saying my intentions and stuff. And again, no stomach pains or anything like that. But I could feel when I needed to purge. So, about an hour or so into it, I get the feeling to purge. I purge, I close my eyes, and like I feel myself going towards this other dimension or something like that. Like my eyes are closed and then I see like lights and it's kind of dark and I'm like, no, I don't want to go to the dark. And I'm like, I'm nervous. Like, even though I say I surrender, there's like, I'm surrendering 90%, but that like 10% is like fighting and like no, my ego, it's like, no, do not surrender, like you're not ready, all this other stuff. You didn't bring your portable charger, did you?
No.
Okay. Don't surrender, you know, you're not ready. I was saying I'm not ready, but like then it would just get more bright, more light, more whiteness, and then like I could feel people on the other side, like my ancestors, people who passed in my family, like saying, come on, like you can do it, like you're right there. And they're like rooting for me to come and come to them. And I could not. And I was right on the cusp and I wanted to, but I also did not want to. And like, I feel like it would be so powerful if I could just surrender being like under the medicine and not being like drowned by the medicine, like not having to take so much that I have no choice, you know. But I feel like that's what I have to do in these circumstances, because if it's up to me, you know, I'm gonna surrender, but like I'm not gonna surrender 100%, unfortunately. And that's something I'm working on, which I think will be really, really a powerful moment to be in that situation. But that was basically what happened in my daytime ceremony. So I'm having like many journeys and I feel her, and you know, it's amazing. But like at that point, like I said, I thought I was here just to support Trey, and like I know I have another ceremony coming up soon, so I'm like, okay, maybe I'll get the deep work done in that ceremony. And that was about it for my daytime ceremony, but it was beautiful and it was nice. I did purge in the bathroom as well, which was really, really nice. It was actually nicer than the last time. Yeah, so
My daytime ceremony was, I think that it was definitely my favorite. It was the best. Trying to set the scene really quickly. They have like this music that really, I think, takes you into this journey, right? It kind of sets the scene. It's mystical, it's never ending. Parts are like nature, parts of it are like a flute, and maybe there's some harps, there's some chorus. Like it's very, like, I think I could listen to it now and I would be pulled back into a little bit of my journey, because that it like becomes a part of the experience. And so I'm sitting there, again, it hits me probably an hour and a half in. I'm laying there, I'm just kind of waiting for it to take over. I start on my back, I'm just looking at the trees, and then I roll over to my side, and I know that that's where it's gonna hit me, because that's where it hit me the day before. And I have my stuffed animal because I brought Mickey with me, who's the stuffed animal I've had since I was born. And I'm sitting there and I closed my eyes, and then I started to get the visuals again. Only this time I felt definitely there were less fractals necessarily and more of like a presence that I could feel. And that came into the shape of like, it was an omnipresence for sure, but at one point I could tell it was like a black woman, a sense of a mother, and she was so warm and embracing and loving. And I was just in this void or universe that my body was no longer a body. I was an entity, I was a soul, but I was rippling through this like metasphere, you could call it, and time did not exist, space did not exist, but I almost felt like everything that you wanted in life and knew and that I could think of existed. And it was like, I don't know, I've always kind of said when I die, I kind of felt, I said this to my mom before, but like, I think the moment you die is like you know everything in life, and like the universe is like yours. And I think in some sense, like, my conscious brain thought that I was dying, and I really did. I probably was in that state for an hour, just kind of existing, observing everything around me, going in and out of these shapes, and I saw people in my life that have passed away. I saw my parents, I saw my family, I saw friends, and when I woke up, I truly thought that I had died. And I guess maybe a part of me did, like you said, like my ego died, but it was crazy. I looked around and like I was still feeling the ayahuasca, but like I spent the next hour just kind of like looking at the trees, looking around at people, and accepting the fact that this was heaven, and that my soul was no longer returning to earth, but that I was okay with it. And the only thing that I kept on thinking about was I just wish that I could tell the people in my life that I loved them more. And I think that was a really important takeaway for me. Just like I kept on thinking about, oh my God, like I didn't tell this person how much they really meant to me before I passed. And like that was just such a learning experience, like coming out of it, because when I finally realized like, oh fuck, like I actually didn't die, it's like I immediately wanted to pick up my phone and call everyone in my life just to tell them how much they meant to me. And I also got like that realm that I was in exists forever, and it will always be there. And I got the sense that like this life that we're living on Earth is just so short, and it's such in the blink of an eye. And I truly believe that to my core. And so I think that like your soul will forever exist in that realm, and that's what matters, of like how you put your time and your energy in this short life is what you're gonna get when you're elsewhere.
That was beautiful. Okay, yes. So, down to the finale of the nighttime. So, we finally get lunch, and he was in his daytime ceremony for a long
It took me a long time to get out of it.
Yeah. So I'm going by and checking on him, and then like the last time he actually sees me, and he's like, and I'm like, is he beckoning me? Like, did he just order me to come here?
I was.
So I'm like, oh. And then one of the volunteers was like, go ahead. And so, I go to him and I'm like, how you feeling, and blah, blah, blah. So he finally gets up. I had already eaten and, gotten ready for the next ceremony. So we actually get integration, and we talk about our journeys, and the integration coach helps us kind of go through our journeys and translate it a little bit, and tell us how it can help us in our everyday life, or what it might mean for us to use in our everyday life. So we do that, and now we're getting ready for the third journey. And I'm like, oh, the last day is always...
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to experience death again. I truly woke up from it and I was like, holy shit, like that was so valuable. But I told Alicia, I was like, I just would prefer to not drink tonight. And then she gave me the eyes, and then after 4 hours had passed, I was like, all right, I guess I'm ready to do this again.
Yeah, because like a lot of people
It's
need.
exhausting.
It is.
It's mentally so exhausting.
Physically as well. For me, he didn't purge. Okay, like not at all. And I'm like, what the hell?
I didn't shit. I didn't fart. I didn't throw up.
I did all of the above. Okay?
At the same damn time.
No, I did not shit at the same time. I was good. I made it to the bathroom. But it does happen, so if you're not sure, wear a Depend. Like, nobody will judge you.
Oh, that's another thing I wanted to say really quickly. Sorry to interrupt.
You're good.
But part of the I think why a lot of people are scared to do it is because of like, oh, I might shit my pants, I might throw up, but like I wasn't scared to do those things. My body wasn't resisting it. It just didn't come up for me. But first time we took it, that Friday night, I wanted to be in my own space. I wanted my own area because I like control. I had to remove myself from other people because I didn't want to be a part of their journey, right? Second time we were in that area with the trees with probably 60 people around you, and the entire time, like, you can hear what's around you. I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. Like, someone that's probably 40, 50, 60 feet away, like whispering and they're in your ear. They're next to you. You can you can see your breath. It's so clear. And like someone starts laughing and then you pick up on that energy. Someone starts, farting, but it's like, it's all part of this collective consciousness that makes it the experience. And like, it didn't bother me if someone next to me was rustling or like, someone next to me over there was puking. It's like it
you said you enjoyed it.
It built like with the music and like then the volunteers were walking around and they were singing parts of the song, and it was just like your journey was a part of everyone else's, and that was like the coolest part. Not the coolest, but it was such a cool a part that I didn't really understand the first night, and the second time I really picked up on like I get other people's energy and I can give it back, which I just wanted to share.
That was wonderful. Yeah. So the third night, well, the second night, third time, our nighttime ceremony.
Jesus, we're at 27 minutes.
I know, it happens quick. We're almost done, guys. Just hang on. So I'm like, okay, it's time. Like, I normally go Super Saiyan on the third night anyway, so I'm gonna see if it happens. And I'm like, I just need to drink enough so like Aya will push that 10% to 100% surrender, because I need her help. Like, I can't do this alone. I need enough of you to drink and, it'll happen. So, like, I'm like wrestling with how many tablespoons I should take. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe 1.5, maybe 2, maybe like, I don't know. So I get in line and I'm like, I think I said like 1.5 or 2, one of those. And so like, I'm just watching everybody drink their cup, and I'm like, it's just always difficult for me to drink, so I'm always like the last person to drink, and these guys are just guzzling it down. They're making a face, but they're like, no problem.
And it doesn't taste good.
It does not taste good.
It tastes like ass. Actually, ass tastes better
sometimes. And so I finally get it down, and like, I'm about to puke already, and I'm like, oh my God. Make sure you're in the camera on the computer. Okay. Yeah, so I'm about to puke already, and I'm like, I hold it down my best, and they normally say put some water in your cup and swish it around so you can get all the remnants. I normally do that, but I was like, no, like, I'm done. Take the cup. And so like 20 minutes pass, and like I start purging, and like then it hits me like a ton of bricks, and I'm like in this in this like whole universe and like tribal feeling, and like the drums from the music is just hitting and banging, and I'm purging like loud, like I don't know how many buckets I filled up, and like I'm in this whole nother dimension, like, but I'm still like wrestling. And then the moment I like she wrestles that 10% out of me, I like feel an explosion inside, like my heart exploded, my soul, like everything. It was an explosion of amazingness. And then I just, what? Like so loud. He even said it, like it was so loud and like so powerful, my purge, that I just finally came to, and like I'm just like looking for something to ground me and keep me here, because I'm like, whew, that's what I needed. That's all. And like as soon as I heard second cup, I was like, oh hell no, like are you crazy? No thank you. So like I'm feeling the ground to like just be back on earth. And like the music is so loud, and the music will take you back into a journey. So I'm like trying to fight it, like hold on, like no, I got what I needed. I don't need a second cup. I don't need another journey. And then I finally asked the people, I was like, can you take me out of here? Like I need somewhere quiet and peaceful. And so like I get up to try and walk, could not walk. Like I had to, two people like holding me up. I went to the bathroom like twice, and like, whew, I asked like for a facilitator to come, and I just needed some of his energy. And he came, and like, once I got out the bathroom, I was like, is he coming? And then she was like, he's coming. And he like started walking out. And as soon as he walked out, I just started crying. And it was really beautiful. And it was exactly what I needed. It was a lot of work though. It was a lot of work, and I just hope next time I'll be able to surrender on my own, which is what I'm working on. But it was beautiful and amazing and exactly what I needed. And I thank God, I thank Aya, I thank the people at Soul Quest so much for being there and making this place such a beautiful experience for countless of other people.
The last time I took it was definitely a little bit more.
How many tablespoons did you take?
I did 2.
Okay.
So the same amount as daytime, but I didn't want to go in it any deeper because it was the perfect amount, in my opinion. Kind of the same thing. The first hour I just laid there. I didn't get as many visuals the third time, but most of the time my eyes were open. And what I did get out of the third time is that I got a third eye, and like it's just truly wild. Like I was sitting there, sometimes my eyes were closed, sometimes were open, but like I straight up was not looking out of my eyes. Like it was there was a goddamn third eye. And like it was just probably an hour, no, it was probably 2 to 2.5 hours of me just sitting in a room, knowing where I was, knowing I was comfortable and safe, but it was almost as if like I was in the deepest state of meditation that I could have ever been in. And I didn't want to be anywhere else or experiencing anything else. I was at the right place, right time. And I just was like focusing on my breath and knowing that like someone, Aya, was with me, and I remember hearing a voice like, you're perfect and you were meant to be here. And I just kind of sat around. Like a big intention that I had was I have a lot of fear. I think the world's a scary fucking place. You know, there's just so much happening. And knowing that I was there and it was for the right reason and the right time, and that everything was meant to happen, it was just kind of like, it was confirming the things that I needed to hear. And yeah, and I remember there was a volunteer that she sat there for probably the whole 3 hours that I was in it. And I just remember looking at her, and I didn't know who she was, but I knew who her soul was. And it's like I had known that woman my entire life, and I will continue to know her my entire life, and past lives and future lives. It was like that soul was someone that I connected with, and she was a part of my journey. And I just remember being so thankful that she was just sitting there with such patience and compassion and understanding and grace, and just like, I didn't even know that humans could be that patient. And I want to be that patient. I want to go back and volunteer, because they understand what it's like to be under ayahuasca, and like to just be a force and a soul present when other people are going through that is really important. And it just, yeah, the community as a whole there was really just so embracing, and seriously the most loving humans that I've ever met. But knowing that other people are all around you and willing to give their time and energy, and just kind of feeling that love and knowing that you're not alone is a really valuable lesson. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I got out of the third journey just kind of like, I mean, I keep on going back to, like, I could see my breath, I could feel it. It was just like, it was so beautiful. It was just so beautiful. And yeah, I mean, I definitely still have fear, but there's just so much less coming out of this experience. And knowing that, like, I'm fucking important.
That's right.
Right? Like,
that's right.
I am everything, and everything is in me. And like, you can watch all the YouTube videos you want about you are the universe and our atoms were made from the stars, but I believed that probably, 85% of me did. But after taking ayahuasca, it's like I felt it with every atom in my body, that I know that I am a part of the bigger picture. And that's just such a valuable fucking takeaway. Like, I feel like I'm truly like a spiritual being now. Yes. And that
you're spiritually awakened.
I'm
asleep.
1,000% spiritually awakened, and I look at people with a new lens, and I honor and respect other people more than I ever could have. And I'm so fucking thankful. I'm really just grateful. I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful to my family. I'm grateful to this entire experience. And, like they say, it's like you need to... Now it feels like a dream. I can't even imagine what it's going to feel like in a week, in a month. It's going to feel like a distant dream. And I want to hold on to this feeling that as long as I can. And, I think it's important that I want to try to do it every year.
For sure.
And volunteering, and yeah, it's just, it was worth every sacrifice, and it changed the way I look at food. Like, I have been eating a clean vegetarian / pescatarian based diet for the past 2 weeks, and like, I've never felt as good as I feel. I want to continue that. Yeah, it just fucking changed the way you look at life, man. Like, all around.
Like, I don't see people anymore. Like, even if they're bad, I'm like, they have a soul and they're just lost. You know what I mean? Like, they...
Suffering.
Yes.
We went around the room at the end of it, and like, we didn't know anyone else's experience. We don't know who they really are, but the common thread that ties us all together is that in some way, some essence is we're all suffering, and we all come with a story, and we're all trying to get past who we think we are, and we're all trying to heal.
Yes. It was wonderful. I'm so thankful, and I love you so much.
I love you, babe.
All right, you two. Thank you guys for watching, and we appreciate it. And he'll probably do his own YouTube video. Thank you for watching. If you want to get in contact with him, you can follow him at...
Trey. I hate this. My Instagram is TREYPASQ, Trey Pask.
All right. Thank you so much. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Love you guys.
Love you.